Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show, and I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today to check out this amazing interview that I have with the one, the only, Alana Cahoon, to come about how you should be transforming your life for the better. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful guest, Alana Cahoon. Alana, how are you doing today?
Hi, Daniel. I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. Fall's on its way, and I can't ask for anything more.
Awesome, awesome. I love to hear that. So for the folks who didn't do the research, such as myself, tell us all about what you do and why folks should honestly be getting in contact with you.
Okay, sure. Well, I call myself a creative coach because I'm a creative. I I help people to transform their lives, to bring balance into their lives so that they can actually enjoy their career paths, their personal lives, and that special time that they have on their own.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing this for?
For about 10 years. Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And then what are some ways that, I mean, I know you already call yourself a creative coach, which already separates from all the other coaches. What are some things that you find that you do differently compared to some of the other coaches out here in the world?
Right. So what I do is bring a holistic approach, right? So I'm a creative coach with a holistic approach. I spent 10 years in New York City as an aspiring actress, well, working actress, singer, songwriter, also as a painter, worked in ceramics, all the arts. And while I was there, I also had this parallel, well, actually, there've always been like three of me, but the parallel piece was holistic health. I've always loved holistic health. I started meditating as a teenager. So I found a few centers there in New York that I studied at, the New York Open Center. And when I wasn't working on stage, I was working in offices and discovered that I had a talent for marketing. So it's funny, I just have kind of carried that throughout my life. When I have the time, I'm singing and creating music or artwork. And I helped run a technology business incubator for another 10 years. And
Wow.
so I put it all together. I found, especially in the business world, that there's a lot of stress. In fact, there was a time I had to open my drawer and I found I'd have Tylenol and Tums, to manage the headache and the stomach ache. And I'd like to eliminate that drawer, help people to pursue their passions and work well, dedicate themselves to their work and bring joy in it and know when to step away from the desk, to take a walk, a breather, and maybe meditate or eat a healthy snack.
Now, with meditation, because I typically will do it first thing in the morning for about 5 to 10 minutes, just to get my day started. When do you feel is the best time a person should meditate, especially, with folks got a busy schedule, they got their families, then it's either rushing off to work or making sure the Chromebook is set up for the kids before rushing off to work. When do you find it's best for a person to actually meditate?
So you bring up a really good point. And absolutely, first thing in the morning is terrific. If you can make that part of your morning regime, along with brushing your teeth and getting dressed, etc., please do it. 5 minutes is fabulous. It doesn't have to be an hour. Ideally, to get a really solid meditation in there, 25 minutes is the rule of thumb. But 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I do it when I have a busy day. Absolutely. But the second part of that is whenever you can, whenever you can fit meditation into your day, please do it. Enjoy it. And it's really not that hard.
I love that. I love that. And then where can folks, and I meant to actually ask you this earlier, but where can folks actually find you online to connect with you?
Sure. So it's pretty easy because it's my name. So it's my first name, lastname.com. Of course, then you'd have to know how to spell my first name, last name, but it's Alana Cahoon. So that's ALANACHOON.com.
Okay, awesome. And then how does, I know we talked about meditation, but how does mindfulness help a professional, somebody who's in the working field and, looking in their desk drawers, seeing the Tylenol and Tums. Thank God I work from home, but I still got maybe a big gallon of Tums for those rushing through and everything like that. But how does mindfulness helps professional in their career?
It helps people to center themselves. Uh, Especially now, we have a lot on our plates, right? Whether we're professionals or not, but especially in the business world. And it offers you the time to recalibrate and to recharge, almost like taking a nap, right? It's just like stopping everything, tuning in to the breath, relaxing for a moment with either eyes open or closed, and then allowing yourself to go back to the table or the desk or the whiteboard and to see what is the priority at that moment, not next week, not last week, but right now, and to really focus on that. So mindfulness helps to prioritize, recharge, center, and focus. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. And then is there anything upcoming that you have in the works? I heard something about a book maybe?
Yes. Yeah. So when this pandemic broke out earlier this year, I thought it was time to clean up. And I cleaned up my desktop and found a folder of books that I had started and never finished. So I finished one, and it's called Mindfulness, Mantras and Meditations.
Ooh.
And I'm just wrapping up the cover and, the finishing touches. So I hope to have that out soon.
Okay, cool. Will we be expecting that before the end of this year, or maybe sometime in the spring?
Oh, definitely this year. Yeah.
All right, great, awesome, awesome. I'm looking forward to that, and of course sharing it with my audience as well. The other thing I want to ask you, because I do have authors and coaches that come on, as well as other business owners, what advice would you give though for somebody who's looking to get their business started, or some passion that they have that they want to get started to share with the world, but for whatever reason they're stuck, or they got too much going on, especially with all the fun things going on in the news. But what advice would you give to them to get started or to continue on?
Yeah. Yeah. Now especially people are realizing that they have passions that they haven't tended to. And now is an ideal time to do that. So one is knowing what that is. I want to be a painter. I want to be a photographer. I want to be a writer. Whatever that is, I want to start a business teaching people how to better themselves. So identify what that is and set it aside from yourself so that you're not so personally identified, because when we get really personally attached, then that allows us to self-criticize and create all kinds of excuses why we shouldn't do it. So separate yourself from it. I call that a safe level of detachment. Do your homework. Go online and see who else is doing it. How are they doing it? And that's great, because you'll see some people who will blow your mind because they're so good. And then you'll see some people that you can blow out of the water, right? So do your homework, figure out how to do it. I highly advise hiring a coach. I work with entrepreneurs to start their businesses all the time, working with one now, whether it's me or someone else. Again, do your homework, go online, search for coaches, listen to your podcast, video show, and then trust. Jump in, just jump in. Keep your day job if you have one. That's terrific. Don't oversell or invest, but do it. And whether you succeed or just kind of hang out in cyberspace, you can say you did it. That's really worth it right there.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. And then for somebody, because I love your plug, for somebody who's looking to have you as a coach, can you provide that website one more time for us?
Sure. It's alanacahoon.com. ALANACAHOON.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And before I let you go, is there anything else folks should know about you, or get them to, as far as have you as their coach for them?
Yeah, sure. I also lead group meditations, and I'm doing that more and more for companies to help manage stress and all the changes and transitions that are going on. And these meditation sessions are usually anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on the company's needs. And we meet on a regular basis, like 4 or 5 weeks at the same time, maybe like, I don't know, Wednesday at noon for 5 weeks, so that people know that that time is their time to do everything I just said: center, prioritize, recharge, and have fun. Have fun.
I love that. Now, with the group meditations, because of wonderful COVID, are you doing these virtually, or are you actually going to the workplaces themselves?
I am doing them virtually, and
Okay.
I've actually been doing these virtually for a number of years now. Yeah, it's just it works. It's more convenient for companies. Some companies, even before this happened, had different offices in different states, different parts of the world, and so people are able to tune in at their convenience in a way. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Finally, technology is actually doing something right for us. So I love that. Love that. Especially even just even having you on the show. So, but with that, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate having you here. I'm hoping folks take the opportunity to check out the link in the comment section, so that way they can see more about you and hire you as their coach and get some tips from you. So thank you again, Alana, for being on the RNG radio show. I greatly appreciate having you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daniel. What a joy. Yeah.
Definitely. And for the folks at home, be sure to check out the RNG Radio Show Monday through Friday on Facebook Live at 7 a.m. Or you can check out the replay with great interviews such as these on YouTube. Alana, thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Fleslet on the beat.